introductions. I think everybody probably knows each other, but I'm Donna Summer. I'm with Farm Credit Services.
Rhonda Johnson, McLean County Museum.
Allison Hagan, Rainbow Energy Center.
Stacy Burby, True Community Bank.
And Mark Little, I'm just here for myself.
And
Susie Shureski from the TAG Committee.
Janelle Heverly, WRT.
welcome. Okay, and then Rhonda had emailed out the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any corrections or additions, or can we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? Okay, motion carries. And then the financial report, Stacy.
Yes, my first time. Exciting. One thing to note on the first page, I did get the last payment for PM Nail Spa, so that will be done as of today. And then on the second page, the checks that were written, Mark was reimbursed for the last meeting meal. We did the $750 for the Strength and ND AmeriCorps. Rhonda's cell phone reimbursement. We had the buy downs for the BND interest for the Focus, Cabin, and Chase. We did a New Year's ad with NODAC North. And then I completed the Secretary of State annual report. And then we also did the Secretary of State agent change. We changed that from Donna to me. So those were the two reimbursement checks for those two. Next page, the profit and loss. Did anybody have any questions on any of those? And then budget versus actual. I've included the things that we've paid for or have income for. We've gotten some membership dues in. Sales and use, 1 cent sales tax income. We did some advertising throughout the Christmas season. And then the BND pace buy downs. The contractors are a combination of the AE2S and the EDND memberships. And then that $750 again was at AmeriCorps Strength and ND for Rhonda for the year. Mark's reimbursement for the meal and other business expense. It's just a combination of those few things that we talked about earlier. The last page are the Washburn Life members as of today.
And the NP, that means nonprofit, right? So those
Yes, true.
are just
$0.
non-paying, but members.
Yep, and we did change that this year.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, old business, first thing on the agenda. Oh, I guess backing up a little, one thing that Stacy and I had discussed the other day was maybe having a debit card for Stacy. So like this $10 check that, you know, she had to write to herself, and even that $10 that she had to write to me, we could maybe, you know, have the treasurer have a debit card. Rhonda has one, but that's kind of issued to you, so maybe we should have one, because your name's on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe we should have the treasurer have their own.
Is there a limit on that debit card?
Couple $100 or something, I don't know.
I would
what-
say that if you haven't changed the limits, then
Just stay the
point
same.
of sale is 500 and cash withdrawal is 500. I don't know if there's,
Okay.
if those
I
have
lowered it.
changed. Those,
She thinks she lowered it, so.
I can look.
So I have to call in to get approval. Just to make sure
I'll
that.
make a motion that we get Stacy a debit card.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Let's get Rhonda to catch up. So Stacy, you'll handle
I sure can,
that?
and I'll just do the same limits that are on this one.
Yeah, and Rhonda can get you minutes if they need that at the bank.
Perfect.
Okay, so then old business office space. We had talked last meeting about maybe trying to find some different office space for Rhonda since we had office space at the Leader News and we weren't able to keep that since they kind of expanded some of their staff, so. I don't know,
I am working with the museum to see if it's, how they would run, for paying, Washburn like paying the museum for an office space, how it, if they would claim it on their taxes or that, so. Since it's tax season, they're a little busy, so Caitlin didn't get a chance to talk to either, Gavin or Dwight, so she was gonna try to get it done today, and then she'd get back to me.
would the museum be okay with it if that was
I think
something
so.
novel? Do we need to come to a meeting or do they?
No. Cause I mentioned, I said, the $200 it'd be, or however you're gonna pay would be the getting us, providing a service would be different. But then I mentioned, well, what if Washburn Life made a lump sum donation? Would that be okay? So she's gonna check either way.
Okay. And the space we were talking about at Mike Nelson's building, Rochelle ended up having assistant, so she's using that
She was
space, so
still
it's not
renting
really
it when we were
available,
looking
so.
at it. So she just continued it.
Yeah, so unless there's any other options we can think of, we're kind of back to maybe, if we could put a sign at the museum and hours that people can come and see Rhonda there and as long as her board's okay with it. So
Yeah.
we're kind of exploring that again. Okay, and then membership letters were sent out for the year. So,
And so when it says like nonprofit, that's either government or nonprofit, so like the city would.
if the
Yeah,
city
the
would want
government.
to, or the library, the resource center, I guess instead of being a paying member, you'd still be a member, but it'd be more of a show of support being a member instead of having to pay. And we did increase some of our, the membership for our corporate, we didn't increase it, but we kind of more defined it. So anybody that has more than 50 employees, we would hope that they would join as a corporate member. So if you guys would be interested in joining, there wouldn't be a cost, you would just be a nonprofit member
Okay.
with equal, membership, right? You wouldn't, unless you would want to be a board member, and we're looking for board members, but, so there's not really any voting or anything, but it's more of a support, and we're hoping to clarify more what benefits come back to our members. So, did you get a letter? I think we sent, were they on the letter list?
Yes, they were.
Okay,
I think we did.
okay. Well, we can get you another one.
Okay.
If you guys can think about it. So.
Yeah.
So, any questions on membership letters? And like Stacy said, we've gotten 11 back so far, 10 back
10.
so far. Okay, and getting to the next subject is board member vacancy. We do have 2 vacancies, and then we have another member that would like to step down if she could. So I guess please think about it, and we'll be getting back to that.
Have we been advertising yet on,
I had it
Facebook?
on Facebook, but we thought about making flyers and putting them out at businesses that, you don't have to be a business or organization, you can just be an individual willing,
Yeah.
would the school allow us to put up a flyer up there?
I don't know.
I don't know if they have like a space
A
where,
bulletin
a
board.
bullet-
I
yeah,
don't think
like
they do.
I don't know.
Get a lot of parents up there for games and stuff.
Yeah,
We get a lot of people at post offices and banks too.
Mhm.
okay. And then the 2025 North Dakota Travel Industry Conference. Rhonda is looking at going to that.
Yes, it is in Minot. It is 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. They don't have the agenda up yet for what the meeting is, so right now, until the end of the month, it's $200, and then after March 1st, it'll be $250 to attend. I kinda think that's kinda in advance, but I didn't know if we wanted to send somebody for that, and the other question was, would they pay for motels? Once I find the agenda, then I'd know, like what time things started. Cause like tomorrow is the rural planning symposium, that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Are you attending that?
I'm attending that. Rochelle is going to attend it too, so I don't know if she can send somebody in her place, since she can't go.
Are you available and interested in going to the travel?
So far, I'm available, but that is, the end of April. That's what just wondered, do we just wait to find out what the agenda is to see how it pertains to us and it's $50 difference.
Yeah, I think we should have some kind of agenda to make sure it fits our forum.
You didn't see an agenda from last year's or anything?
They had wear your logo day, you had your exhibits. This is last year in Fargo. Do you even know me? How curiosity creates community in the workplace. Travel insights, portrait of travelers and with disabilities. Got lunch, sparking rural tourism, maximizing the great outdoors, finance for executives, marketing, managing pop-up events, tourism and workspace. And then they had a guy speak from New York City tourism.
Rhonda,
That was
if-
only, that was 1 day.
If we were to sign you up, can you pull out and still get refunded,
They say you can, but I don't know who to get in contact.
Sounds like a good learning
I'm sure
opportunity.
I'm sure the focus is on all of that every year. I think you'd
Cause
like
yeah,
it.
Chat GTP, they had a class on that for an hour.
And we would pay your motel, we don't expect you to get up at 5 in the morning and drive up there every day, cause
Yeah.
it's probably, be 2 nights or something.
Well, it's cost saving too.
Yeah, we pay your
Instead of paying
mileage, pay your
mileage,
motel,
yeah.
so.
But I think I can't imagine that it's far off from what it was last year, and I think we should just get the early bird
Yeah,
discount. And
yeah, if
If
you're
you-
available and willing to go, I
Okay.
would say.
Yeah, I
Make a
think I
motion.
can find it, it's on Broadway.
she,
And the motel has right there.
a lot of those conferences are held even in the hotel.
Yeah, cause the conference rate is $109 plus tax per room, and you have to have reservations made by April 7th. I tried just going on with, under this hotel, and I could only get for 1 day. So, you must already have them blocked.
Yeah, might as
For
well
the whole
get the
thing.
block, yeah.
I would motion to pay for the travel industry conference and hotel for Rhonda if she wants to go.
I can second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to have Rhonda attend and pay for the registration and motel. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the Taste of Washburn update. Been writing?
Okay. So far as of last night, we have 6 businesses or organizations signed up. Harvest Stone, True Community Bank, Falkirk Mine, Lions, WRT, and the City of Washburn. And it is, I got flyers if anybody wants flyers. Saturday, April 5th, 4 to 7. And it's $5 a person, $20 per family, 5 and under free. And I think we agreed that the promotion or the money would go to the Washburn Pool Foundation. If they set up an account. And I haven't talked with anybody from the park board to see if they would have somebody there to talk about the pool upgrades and that.
Are you gonna go to the park board meeting? It's tomorrow night, I think.
Well, the first meeting for the fundraiser part is at 5:15, and I'm still in Bismarck, but I'll hopefully be back by 6 for the regular meeting.
Do you have these around town already, or you're putting them up?
I've handed them out to businesses, and they
I
say it's
can
kind of
put
early.
one up at my office.
I was planning on going to the meeting and I could represent Washburn Life if Ron is not back. Just to talk to him about fundraising and stuff.
That's a big project.
Should be someone from Taste of Washburn there. 'Cause yeah, I should be
Me.
back. Yeah. Get ready.
Yeah, even if they could put have a poster of what they're gonna do or something on display
I-
at the Taste of
I
Washburn
thought
if
they
they
could
don't
have
wanna.
somebody there, 'cause you're.
Yeah.
And they come in, that they'll pay, and then they'll have somebody there that, with their little bucket for donation.
Yeah,
And
free will.
there will be a bake sale hosted by Fly, and they will be raising money for their Guatemala trip.
Is Washburn Life on the park
Nope.
district agenda?
Mm-mm.
No. Still, we can show up.
Cause I already talked with Jack and Judy about it. They just need to get somebody to decide, cause I thought it'd be Kelly, but she's not there at Dakota West anymore, so. I think that's everything, cause there will be some items we'll have to purchase.
We've got our budget.
Yeah, because we have hot dog trays and 4-ounce clear cups. We need coffee cups, plates, napkins,
All those you can get donated.
yeah, and then maybe some 4-ounce foam cups. I have to check that out. Super Pumper donated 12-ounce, 16-ounce, and 20-ounce clear cups with lids. I don't think we're going to be giving out that big of samples, but she donated to actually the Super Sunday Supper, but she said also that Taste of Washburn could use them if we needed.
But yeah, as far as the paper products, you can, I guess we have, the bank has, the credit union has, West River has, so.
Last year, RDO donated those big oval plates, but I haven't asked them.
Yeah, those are nice.
Just to go back to the park board meeting, if you don't mind. So, am I approved to go if Rhonda can't make it?
I think you should, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, you're
I
gonna
just
be
wanna
there
make sure
anyway.
that.
As long as you know the details of
Right,
what's going on
Yeah.
with it, yeah. go
Sure.
ahead.
I will be there, I'll just be a little late.
no, that's fine. Just wanna make sure we're covered.
Anything else on the Taste of Washburn? Okay, any other old business? Okay, new business, the business improvement grant request. And kind of along the same lines, the loan pool application. We got an application from Painted Woods Golf Course for the grant and a loan pool loan. And we did have our committee, just to kind of follow up with everybody, for the loan pool, what we do is take the application, and then we have representatives of the financial institutions in town are our credit committee for that. And they did meet, and we did meet. It was myself, Stacy, Gavin, and Dwight. And we reviewed it and we approved the loan. Now the next step is for our whole board to approve it. And they applied for $10,000. Guess the only thing we hadn't discussed, Stacy, and that I kind of forgot, and we've done for other loans, is we normally had it at prime, and now that prime is so high, we've been capping it at 5%. So I guess I would request that be part of the motion that we do make, if we decide to approve it, would be that we cap it at 5% instead of doing it at prime. And then along with that, and it's in your packet, a copy of the minutes from that meeting, and then their request for a $10,000 business grant too. And they're looking at expanding the golf course, remodeling the building, not expanding the course, but remodeling the building and kind of adding a bar and grill to it.
Nice.
So that's in your packet.
Extensive kitchen remodel and moving bathrooms upstairs.
Yeah,
That's-
yes.
sounds
They aren't gonna
really-
have, where the steps are. Maybe you guys are familiar with what they're planning, but where the steps are, that's where the bathrooms are gonna be. And then the access to the basement will be outside because they don't really need
There
it
is a
for the
map.
bar and grill itself. So any questions on the two requests?
I will make a motion to approve the business grant for Painted Woods Golf Course.
I will second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve the $10,000 grant. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. And then I guess I would move to approve the loan pool application in the amount of $10,000 and cap it at 5% interest. It's repaid over 5 years.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, you said to approve loan pool at,
And cap it at 5% interest.
okay, I did have that right.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the Washburn after prom party donation request. And did you wanna talk, Stacy? Stacy is here with TAG, and they're the ones that put on the after prom.
I guess I can a little bit. Our plans this year are to have a hypnotist and then games and keep it at the school like we did last year. Last year's was kind of a impromptu because of the bad weather and the bad roads, so we ended up keeping it local, and the kids decided being local isn't so bad. There's no 2-hour bus rides at 4 a.m, so they kind of like that idea. So as of right now, we're fundraising for the hypnotist, for the food, prizes. Last I heard, the rough count was around 50 kids were expected to come. Everybody who comes gets a prize. Doesn't matter if it's a date or if it's the student or who it is, but prizes tend to be around, the college fridges, TVs, anything down to earbuds and beach bags and that kind of thing. So a little bit of everything. But we're kind of hoping to get a little bit of help to fund it a little bit.
And Rhonda, how much did we donate last year?
I think we did 250 in Washburn.
Washburn bucks? Would that be
That'd be fine, yeah.
doable? Cause then
Yep.
you can give those away as door
Mhm.
prizes?
That'd be great.
What is everybody's thoughts on dollar amount, and if we wanna do it in dollar amount, and
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm okay with 250 for Washburn Bucks.
I'll make a motion to go with 250.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Rhonda, would you wanna get the Washburn Bucks
Okay.
or Stacy?
And whenever, I don't need them anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I just bring them down to you at your office?
Yeah,
That'd be
if you
great.
wanna get a check from Stacy.
I do have one small item to bring up on new business.
Okay.
Kind of, it's old business, but we haven't talked about it. So the signage from the electronic sign for the sponsorship. So I gave that information to Dr. Penny Hiddlebit for the school board to review that now that the construction is done. So they can pick a location, approve it, and then we can move forward with
Okay.
the placement of that sign.
Okay.
So
Good.
just an update.
Yeah. Now, I noticed the sign isn't working, or is that because of the cold, or?
I don't know. I
Oh,
I
okay.
saw that too.
Yeah.
They're
I-
working on it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're on the school board. Okay.
They're speaking with the sign people, I guess, and it wasn't working at all, I guess, yesterday. They didn't know if they could do it remotely and fix it that way.
Oh, okay.
But as of right now, they might have to go in and actually do something physically there, so, but as of right now, I don't know.
Maybe when it warms up, it'll.
I don't think anybody likes this weather right now.
Right,
No.
yeah.
Nothing's
And we
working.
did discuss the sign thing.
Oh,
last
okay.
night, so.
Sure,
Good.
yeah. So I hope to come up to the school and talk to Dr. Penny. And just see how the meeting went and kind of get the ball rolling again. So,
Right, yeah, we're looking at a couple of different options, and
Sure.
the biggest thing is the limitation of, we have to be so far from the highway.
Yeah,
That's the biggest
Yeah.
kicker on the whole thing, so.
Yep.
But yeah, we talked about it last night, but thank you very much for the donation.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, see ya. Okay, yeah, thanks, Mark, that was kind of something that should be followed up on.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
waiting for the construction to get done, so then, we
Yeah.
weren't gonna be in the way.
Right. Okay,
ACA,
what's that?
we have to add the ACA and the board
Oh,
on
okay.
the agenda.
Okay, another item of new business, we had, another request for a sponsorship donation.
And, Dr. Penny Hiddletwit is the secretary of the Alliance of Competitive Archers. And she sent in a letter to ask for a request for Washburn Life to make a donation. And it will be held, this is the 4th year of being a state archery competitive organization held at the 4-H camp in Washburn. And they will be hosting this final, must be the final competition, and they're asking for the assistance to help with catering and all that. I got a letter here.
Yeah, we had donated money
$500
last year,
last year.
but I don't know,
You will assist our expenses while we host our final in your hometown. As a final state, we host a membership fee that will cater from our local supplier, provide water stations due to the heat in July. The event is the 12th and the 13th, as well as the final awards to the event. The ACA charges fees for each state. However, we collect only $10 of that fee for the organization per archer and give the rest of the fee to the host club for their expenses. So we rely on seeking sponsors each year to assist us in making this event work out. The final in Washburn costs us $1,800 in catering, $400 in water and supplies, and $22,950 in awards. We're reaching out to you today on behalf of the ACA for consideration, requesting your continued support of our project described in the amount of $500 as you supported in the past. Sincerely, Dr. Penny White Hilton.
Did we budget for this?
I think it's just kind of in the,
If there are donations?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess we did it last year, you know, because they were talking about using local caterers and things like that. I don't know.
Grocery store and that to get the
Yeah.
water.
I don't know when exactly it was, if anybody noticed extra people in town or anything, but, you know, I guess theoretically, somebody would come into town and maybe buy gas at the gas station or,
Oh, sure.
you know, stop at the grocery store, things like that.
Where is this event gonna be held?
At the 4-H camp.
Oh, okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the $500 donation.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And then I had one thing that I wanted to add. Stacy wasn't on the board, but everybody else was here at the time, but we did a board retreat last year. I don't know what the thoughts are of having another one. Just kind of, last year when we did it, we had kind of a team building exercise, and then we had Megan Langley kind of go over some board responsibility things. I was thinking maybe we could even see if Melinda could come and talk to us, or we could find, you know, have Megan come again or something, just kind of to,
Did you guys
maybe.
meet in town?
Yeah, we met at the ambulance and we had a lunch, and then we kind of had a short meeting. It didn't last, it lasted maybe a couple hours was all, and we had it, did we have it like on a Friday night or I don't remember what.
It was
I
an
don't know.
evening.
Evening one,
Evening,
but
and so we got all the binders.
yeah. So just kind of we could have like a brainstorming session, maybe try to have, you know, come up with at least one new event to try for the year or something, and, you know, kind of a little team bonding and we'll get together, but, you know, what are everybody's thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay. I'll maybe, you know, see if Melinda would be interested in facilitating something for us, and, cause I think that's kind of in her wheelhouse, and then, maybe see what works for people as far as dates.
Probably something more spring or something.
Yeah, we could, and maybe we'd have a couple more board members by then too, but.
Sure.
And then, I don't know what the thoughts are, you know, we had a member social that one year, if we wanna try to do that again. You know, and I guess last year we had that member picnic too, if, you know, we wanna try doing that again, or have some kind of an evening social, or. I've seen where, you know, different communities have like a business after hours or some of that stuff where they try to get their, you know, members to come and socialize and brainstorm and things like that. So I guess, you know, keep those things in mind, and we can see where things plan out for things like that. Okay, any other new business? Rhonda, did you have anything for community coordinator update?
I will be attending the North Dakota Rural Planning Symposium tomorrow. Goes from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or so,
And where is that at?
the Heritage Center. And then I am working with the city on when they get the city or spring cleanup date. It'll be sometime in May, and we plan on doing the rummage sale. I am also kind of early, but our vendors are asking if we're still going to be doing the vendor show, so I'm taking that list. I attended the city commission meeting yesterday, a very good discussion on fluoride. And the other thing is the quick dials, they're still in the works. The person that started it is no longer here, so another lady had to take over. I think that's all I have done in the month.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything? Anything from the audience or members? Anybody have anything? Hi, Sarah.
Hi. It's been a while.
Yeah.
yeah, for Christmas this year, I got kidney stones, the gift that keeps on giving. And so I had a couple of weeks where I wasn't feeling very well. But back in the swing of things. April 4th is going to be the date for our Rural Resilience Retreat. And so it'll be a mini retreat this year. And that will be in the evening, that Friday evening at the Methodist Church up on the hill. And so kicking that off, Camille and I, I'll do a welcome, and then Jim Great, our Extension District Director for the West 19 counties, he is coming and doing a workshop on Clifton Strength Finders. And then we'll have a delicious meal. Annie Carlson and I are working on the menu for that. So I'm thinking comfort foods. I think everybody needs some good comfort foods. And then Monica McConkey is a licensed counselor and farmer from Minnesota, and she is on a federal grant to work on rural mental health issues. And so we've been talking, I don't have the official, I saw that she just emailed me her title, but talking about going through transitions on your farm or ranch business, kind of navigating that, what to do if you kind of feel stuck, how to navigate some of that. So that'll be her topic, and then we'll have lots of resources, and we already are stacking up some door prizes. Sounds like Cunningham Insurance might co-sponsor that as well. So yeah, it's in the works and it's happening. So thank you for your donation. I think we were at 5, the check is still sitting.
Yeah,
Right, do we need to do we do a new check, or how do you want us to do that? I'm sorry that ended up getting delayed.
yeah, Stacy and I were talking about that.
Yeah, I think it's okay, just to
Okay.
send it through, the bank won't return it, so.
Okay, but thank you very much for having that money up front. Really helps us know that for sure we have money for some educational resources, and helps me have a good handle on the food budget. So
Are you needing any more sponsors? Because Farm Credit would we'd be willing to,
sure.
if you
Well,
could send me some information.
at this point, for that particular event, because I'm gonna cap it at, it's gonna be sort of because it's an evening, I'm saying bring a spouse, bring a friend. So we're gonna cap it at 30 couples of people, right? Just if you wanna make it your Galentine's Day getaway, it can be that too. But we are also sending out a general 4-H sponsorship form, and that's where we have some needs, because we have growth, which is a great challenge. And so, yeah, I don't know how much of an update you want, but we did, just on the general 4-H side, we have quite a bit of growth and success, which is fantastic. So our shooting sports club ended up having to split, and we chartered an additional new club. So we have a South Club and a North Club now. So like Garrison and Max, and that direction is one club, and then our South towns. And Penny's been great about being supportive of archery as well. And we're looking at adding Underwood as well, coming up like through this we're gonna add it, I think, in the spring, and then move into next fall. And we're adding air rifles. So that's another expense, but again, great challenge. But yeah, I can pass it around. This is just kind of our highlights from the fall, and then there are a number of new events coming up. So yeah, I mean, there's just all sorts of exciting things happening. But yeah, I would say on the farm credit side, or if like Rainbow will send a request. I think our meats and livestock judging team did send and thank you for that support as well. They went on one state, our meats judging team won state, and was, I think by 2 points, third in the nation, behind Texas and Kansas. So I don't know if you know, in the meats and livestock world, that those are some heavy hitters. And they have like full-time university faculty that coach their teams year round. A lot of access to product and livestock, and we have 2 volunteer ranchers that are our coaches, and they've put in, the kids and the coaches have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of hours and miles they toured Meats Labs and looked at product at University of Wyoming, Colorado State, University of Nebraska had a workout. They won second in the nation at the Nebraska beef contest. Yeah, so there are 4 kids on that team. 2 of them live in my house. But I know both my girls have been offered significant scholarships to like Kansas State, Oklahoma State. I don't know if anybody realizes that those opportunities are there. And so we also have an open door policy at our practices, so the FFA teams around the county too. We're picking up, we have livestock judging practice every week, in fact tonight. And so we had to add another vehicle driving to contests, because our teams are growing and, yeah, it's amazing, what our volunteers are capable of and what McLean County, how supportive everybody has been. It's been phenomenal. We hosted a statewide, judging practice with our state, livestock specialist from Hettinger came up and taught at that. Yeah, so there are just so many exciting things, so I will just pass this around. And Camille, I think you've seen Camille probably more than you've seen me recently, but she's got all kinds of great stuff happening. As far as big picture thinking, so we will be sending out a 4-H program request, and so we had sponsorships coming in from all different directions for different sorts of things and different contests. And so what we did is we now have a general sponsorship, and that all goes into the 4-H Leaders Council fund. And then so that all of our sponsors are getting recognized. And so we have a big sponsor board that we are putting up at events. And so just so you know, like that's how it's wonderful that we have so much support that we had to like revamp the program. And then this is an event that I have coming up. It's not really an event, it's just a facilitation of a conversation. So I'll give you this. So since I started this position 3 years ago now, which is crazy how fast that's gone, I have had so many people say to me, and again, the great challenge is we have all these volunteers, there you go, Mark, that are just real go-getters. And there are lots of things that Extension touches, like our Master Gardener program, and I work with soil conservation, and all of these different, and I have businesses that I work with that are looking at doing, value-added agriculture. Like, for instance, there's a new spice business in Underwood. And so and we too our lease is up on our space in January of 2026. And so with us looking at exploring different spaces, we would really like to have access to a kitchen space, because food and nutrition programs, that's so much of the work that Camille does with that healthy living piece. So however this shakes out, but there has been a lot of interest regionally, and even this concept of looking at the potential for some sort of multi-purpose facility somewhere in McLean County. Bringing everybody together, there's nothing set in stone, it's just bring your ideas. So this is basically an idea exchange. So the county commissioners, and there will be a Zoom link as well that'll come out. So if you are interested in attending, give us a call and we'll get you the Zoom link. But even access to, right, if we want to host we don't have a space right now where we could host we host a regional hippology contest, which is the study of all things horses. But we have to do video contests because we have no indoor arena where we can bring animals in. We would love to host a meats judging contest. We would love to host a regional livestock judging contest. There's nowhere to hold that, that's available in the county. And so some of the other counties you've seen, Watford City has had some development. We're not Watford City, so don't, everybody take a breath, because that's like a $14 million project as the first phase. but, you know, we have the fairgrounds is in need of some improvement, so the fair board has some interest. And soil conservation, they approached me about wanting to build a high tunnel. Our master gardeners want to do a community garden, with us looking at a demonstration kitchen. You know, and that spice business is currently renting the kitchen in the Underwood City Hall. Like, maybe there's a space for some of this, which then, you know, triggers the conversation of, well, there's lots of grant dollars out there. Is there some way to, and the timing of all of it. So getting everybody together, you know, would a space like this trigger interest in different grant proposals, and how do you time all of those to all together? It's a lot, and I am not the person, like, my directive from the county commissioners is to design and implement impactful local programming. So would I love to use a space like this? Yes. Is it me that is gonna be writing all the grants all by myself and spearheading this project? No. So, but I think that, you know, I've always told my 4-H Leaders Council, you know, dream big. So tell me, so they have big ideas. So we're here, and maybe if we dream here, even if we get here, we're still leaps and bounds ahead. And there is some money coming through the legislature that the Fair Board is already drawing up new barn plans. And so maybe that's part of this discussion as well. So yeah, there's just interest and ideas, and everybody get in one room and let's talk about it. So that's part of what I do, is facilitating things like that. And you mentioned too, like, extension can facilitate if you wanna do a board retreat or something like that. Like, these are things that we do. I facilitated a strategic plan for the soil conservation group. So yeah, these are just things that I do. And so I have reached out to one of our professional facilitation specialists down in Oaks, and she's kind of helped me putting together a plan of, like, how do we get everyone's ideas heard. Maybe there's an opportunity, if we're gonna locate extension offices more centrally in the county, co-locating. We have very little access to mental health support in McLean County. Maybe there's a clinic that would wanna co-locate and rent a space too. Again, these are all big dreams with lots of ideas from all over the place. So like state FFA and state 4-H, I think will even be tuning in because they have some interest. What if we were able to purchase a bus because the camp is looking at buying a bus, you know, things like that. Maybe we park the bus with this, you know. Anyway, lots of ideas, just throwing that out there. That's one of about 10 things on the cooker if you look at our list on the back of that report that I handed out. But so Rural Resilience Retreat, I wanted to give you an update on that you will be seeing that coming out very, very quickly. And that is ready to rock. And then just the kind of the big idea exchange. And so I welcome any of those ideas that anybody has. Please join us. Please come and sit in and be a part of that conversation. And these are, like I said, big regional conversations. But I've even had like other counties say, if you build this nearby in this region, they'd be interested in renting it for like rodeos and other equine clinics and things like that. So there's lots of interest. But, so I hope that again, like, it's, lots of good things. The challenge is, like, there's not enough me to go around sometimes. So that's what's going on. But are there things, I know we had just looked at the beach party. Unfortunately, that is my daughter's senior prom. So I do have to commit to that day. But I think we're looking at maybe getting some sun safety bracelets that, like, if kids wear them, it changes color when they need to reapply sunscreen. Once they've been in the sunlight for a certain amount of time. So little things like that. So maybe we'll have some freebies for that event, but I don't know that we'll physically be there. But if there are other things that you're looking at doing, let us know how we can help. And I always appreciate the work that you guys do. I think our ambassadors, so we rebooted our ambassador program. And so we have 3 young ladies that are teens that have been working with us, and that's sort of our I would say that's like our elite leadership development program, that we're working with them, really one-on-one, and that's been fun to have that, kind of back. It was something that hadn't been done for a while, so hoping that the idea is that we also, because we work with them so closely, that we can help them, with the application process to go on some national 4-H trips. So, but, yeah, right now we're just driving, if there is support, driving it to the General Leaders Council, and then, yeah, they just have their list of things it's expanding, which is a good thing. So,
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
yeah, thanks.
Anything going on with the Resource Center?
Yeah, we are having so April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we are having an event. I brought a few of these. They're temporary because I just noticed a few things I have to change on there. So Danielle Lycum is from Minnesota, and she's coming to speak. At the event, she actually went through a sexual assault and is a survivor, so she's going to tell us her story. She's also an author. She'll be bringing her books along for sale. It'll be at the Memorial Hall, April 12th. I forgot to add that it's Pasta for a Purpose is kind of like the headline. You know, I leave it to me to leave out the headline.
Just goodwill donation.
Yep, criminal donations, spaghetti.
It's an adult only, it's
That's-
it's very hard to listen to, and she's very graphic.
Yeah.
And she explains it was a 5-hour ordeal, and she explains it in detail, so, it's definitely not something to bring kids to.
Yep, that's another thing I need to add on there.
But as far as, raising awareness that this kind of thing happens in small towns,
We're also hoping to
amazing.
get the sheriff's department to do like a little speech on like what they see as an increase in, sexual assaults and how they go about it, how to report it, how to, where you can go, that kind of thing. And we feel it's super important, especially now because there is an increase and it's happening right here. And people always say, well, it's not happening here, it's not important. So not factual.
we have personally seen a huge increase.
Yeah.
And then statewide, there's been a huge increase in sexual assaults.
Mhm.
So, and I think we've seen, what was it, 60% in 1 year, increase in sexual assaults in McLean County. So,
So we hope to see everybody there. Come and support her. And her story is phenomenal. She is a very, very good storyteller. And her books are awesome. I'm reading her second one now. I bought
we bought
two
all
of them. I think I bought all of them. Of course, I'm a sucker. But they're good. They're great. Wonderful stories. So
Imagine it's pretty powerful.
It is very powerful.
Very.
Yeah, I don't think there was a dry eye.
and we got to hear the story at 9 a.m. That was a hard day. It was hard.
The Resource Center flew us to Minnesota to a conference, and yeah, we weren't
awesome.
expecting that at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So hopefully everybody can come out and support us and that'd be wonderful. Thanks.
Oh, April 12th, right? Or
April 12th.
Yeah. And it'll 5
5 to 8 is kind of the.
at Memorial Hall. Yeah.
trying to get to
And
see.
it's on our Facebook page.
Okay, that's where I had seen
So
it.
we
Okay.
also want to tell you
I'll just
that
take a picture.
we appreciate the volunteers and all the work that you've helped us with too,
Yes.
including
Phenomenal.
and not limited to recipe cards and just all this stuff.
They come in so handy for food boxes, so thank you.
Yeah.
Good, I'm
Yeah.
so glad to hear that. Well,
And Silent Austin and Premier.
Yes.
Thank you.
Everything's so amazing.
Sarah, did you want this back?
what's that? Oh, yeah, actually, that's. Here's my cheat sheet
I was
too.
gonna say, you've got some
Thank
scribbles
you.
on there, so.
Yeah, we were also kind of, hoping to, see if a couple businesses wouldn't mind donating, like, $50 vouchers, and we were hoping to be able to buy all of her books and like give them away, like 2 sets of them at our, so if that's something you guys would be interested in helping us with. I think they were like $12 a book, roughly, and she had 3 of them when we went, I don't know what she's bringing. But we were thinking we could give away like a couple of $40 vouchers where they could use it to buy the books. So,
Bring a
Agenda
request in.
next month.
what's that?
Bring a request in.
Okay, absolutely, will do.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
So you're looking for businesses to do that, or you're looking for
Yes.
Washburn Life to?
Or Washburn, like, you know,
or-
whoever.
Yeah, well, I guess if you only need a couple of them, so maybe if you
Mhm.
wanna just approach some businesses.
Yep, we sure will.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Janelle, you have anything with West River? Going on?
Scholarship deadline is February 28th.
Okay.
But that's about it right now.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Okay, next meeting is March 11th, and there being no further business, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Good meeting.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.